Weather now from the Emmy-winning Cakeland Weatherflex.
Well, we're kind of playing watch and wait for the development of severe weather across parts of south central to southwestern Kansas. So let's look outside of the sky tracker. We've had quite a little bit of cloud cover, but some occasional sunshine, which has really helped warm us up. But as we look across western Kansas, we're going out to Garden City, just some high, thin clouds, plenty of sunshine, really allowing temperatures to warm greatly. Now, as we look at the visible satellite picture, you will notice that, we started out overcast this morning, but look at all the sunshine across southwestern and now parts of south central Kansas. There's just some high, thin clouds starting to drift in now, and that's really warming up the atmosphere. KAKE's Viper 3D, there are no thunderstorms occurring yet, but look at all the heat. 86 Medicine Lodge, 85 Dodge, 80 in Garden City. Now the dew point, remember this is the moisture in the air. Notice how we got a dry line between Great Bend and Dodge, Medicine Lodge to Pratt, right in here. And it's that dry line. We're going to keep an eye in that area to see if we can see some severe thunderstorms erupt. Breezy winds today, and it's going to be gustier overnight tonight. 17 miles an hour, Wichita, 16 in Dodge. Winds gusting currently to 23 in Wichita and Medicine Lodge, 25 in Liberal. Wind gust tomorrow will be in excess of 35 miles an hour, so a very windy day. What we're watching and waiting is the atmosphere. If it develops thunderstorms, it can become severe very quickly. We're talking about a tornado threat. But we have an area in the atmosphere, a lid or a cap, if you will, that we've got to break through. Right now it's holding very strong. Hopefully it will hold strong. That will eliminate the severe thunderstorm threat, but we're kind of watching and waiting to see if that cap is going to erode. We'll have a complete forecast coming up later. It's 8:31 now. Now that part of the thunderstorm that produced the well-defined funnel is what's moving over towards protection. So we're thinking less now. We're not as concerned about what's going on in the vicinity of Ashland. Not seeing as strong a circulation there, but new circulation developing between Sitka and protection is going to be more of an area that we are going to continue to watch. This is meteorologist Jay Prater. You're joining us for live coverage on Channel 13, KUPK, of a tornado warning that's in effect for Clark County and Comanche County. Let's go back to Lanny Dean. Lanny, we're now live on the entire Cakeland television network. Tell us what you see.
Jay, currently right now, just to let you know my position, I am on 160 highway headed west, and I do have a very large funnel at this time, Jay. Very large funnel back towards the area of, okay, tornado on the ground, Jay. Tornado on the ground, definite tornado on the ground near, I'm going to put it close to Sitka.
Where you see that the bluish green meet the red, and this is north of town now, so the good news is if you're in the city of protection, the threat from this particular storm is moving away from you, but this is a very strong circulation, some of the strongest circulation we have seen all night, and we have Lanny Dean in that vicinity, obviously chasing the storm for us, where he reported a tornado on the ground earlier, then a sustained wall cloud. Wouldn't be surprised if there's not another tornado on the ground. There will be one shortly across extreme western Comanche County. This is northwestern Comanche County. And as it moves to the north, tornado warning may be required for Kiowa County. So if you live in southern Kiowa County, especially southwestern Kiowa County, south and west of Greensburg, a tornado warning probably going to be coming out for you fairly quickly. This is meteorologist Jay Prater along with Matt Makins. We're here in the Cakeland Weatherplex, and unfortunately we're watching a very dangerous situation unfold across Kiowa County. We're keeping you updated during the commercial breaks on the rest of the network, but we are live continuous on KUPK Channel 13 for a tornado warning. Let's go over to KAKE's Viper 3D. A very pronounced hook echo. Our chaser Lanny Dean reporting a very large tornado on the ground. This is about 12 miles southwest of Greensburg, and it is heading towards Greensburg. As we look at the velocity signatures, this is winds blowing away and towards the radar. This is about as strong as it gets, folks. Unfortunately, very powerful thunderstorm, very strong rotation now about 12 miles southwest of Greensburg, and it's moving towards Greensburg and really doesn't show any signs of letting up. This circulation still very powerful in this thunderstorm right here. Let me give you a track on it as far as where it is in relation to the south edge of Greensburg. It's only about 10 miles to the southwest of Greensburg, and it is moving in your general direction. You know I've been on KAKE television a few years now. I am definitely not a chicken little kind of guy, but unfortunately with this very strong signature on radar, this is a very compelling radar signature. You really should think about heading down to your shelters. Keep an eye on this thunderstorm as it approaches you. Now, the rain and hail will reach you first. So keep in mind, as far as looking through the thunderstorm and seeing the tornado, if you're in Greensburg, you're not going to, because it's going to be obscured by the very heavy rain and also the hail between you and that circulation. You know, so Greensburg's up here at the top of the screen, and we switch over to the which way the wind's blowing mode to the how hard it's raining mode. This is what we have now, and you can see that very high reflectivity. What you see is that red, that is the heavy rain and hail. So you're not going to be able to visualize the thunderstorm if it's still producing a tornado. Now, contact with Lanny Dean, we temporarily lost it because of the cell service in this part of Kansas. But once again, you see a very strong, very well pronounced hook echo in addition to the very strong velocity returns. And that's why if you live in Greensburg, the vicinity of Greensburg and to the south, I really suggest you go down to your storm shelters. Like I said, I'm not an alarmist kind of guy, but the only thing, this storm is very scary. And the worst case, I'm just going to waste a little bit of your time tonight if you go down to your shelters and it turns out not to be producing a tornado. But just what we're seeing here is a very scary signature. Annie, how close are you to the county line?
We have passed the county line already, Jay.
Okay, so you're north of the county line, and the tornado, from your vantage point, is to the east of US 183, correct?
Jay, very large tornado. Okay, I don't know who reported that wedge. We do. We have two tornadoes on the ground, Jay. We have a small, a medium, if you will, to my northeast. We have a very large wedge tornado on the ground that's going to be almost due north of my location. I'm going to put it about 5 miles, Jay, about 5 miles, I'm guessing.
All right.
North, maybe 5 to 8 miles north of my location right now, Jay.
All right, Lanny, try getting the first cam fired up if you can. And now let's go over to Darren. Darren, what do you see from your vantage point?
Right now we're just about ready to get onto Highway 183 to go north towards Greensburg. We still have a large wedge tornado on the ground to our north with possible satellite tornadoes. Yeah, I just saw a lightning flash that still probably, I would say probably 5 miles to our north is where the tornado would be located, and it has been on the ground for probably 25 minutes, maybe even longer.
Now, Darren, you said you were getting on US 183 and heading north. What cross street, how far north of the Kiowa-Comanche County line are you?
We're right on the line.
You're right on the line currently, and you're about to proceed northbound back behind the tornado.
That's correct.
And you've been watching this for quite a little while, and what did you estimate its maximum width was?
I would say easily a mile, and that's kind of being conservative.
All right, let's go back over to KAKE's Viper 3D, and unfortunately the very scary radar signatures, they continue. We go over to the which way it's blowing mode in the radar, and still indicating just very strong rotation. Now the reports are that the tornado was on the east side of US 183, and this is putting it just to the south of Greensburg now. Only by about 3 miles or so is where we have the strongest circulation, and somewhere in the vicinity of that strong circulation, if there's a tornado on the ground, that's the location where it is going to be. This is from the National Weather Service in Dodge City. They have issued a tornado emergency. This is very rare. You see the strong hook echo, so the tornado is in this general vicinity here. You're live on KAKE. What do you see?
Jay, it's Lanny. I've got a monster wedge tornado. I'm about 4 to 5 miles south of Greensburg. The tornado has crossed Highway 183. Definitely, it's to my northeast. Jay, this tornado is a very big tornado. At least 3/4 of a mile wide tornado on the ground right now.